Good ECB day to everybody. I was talking about that the dollar could have one more push up. Alexander talked about the dollar being in a wedge. So talked about it heading up one more time. The Dixie on Draghi. I thought Draghi would do it. I still think this is going to be a fade in the next couple days. And the next time down, we take out the 98.5 level. So I hope everyone was okay after the ECB was expecting this, talked about it. I think this is still going to be a shorting opportunity in the dollar. Pound looks better. Yen made the graveyard save and following through, getting a pop in the S&Ps. Oil stable. Sideways. But when you look at the 4-hour chart on the euro, we took out all the longs here, right? Picked off their sell stops. I know a lot of people had stops under 108. So I think in the next couple days, we're going to put in a higher low here in the euro. So if you're going to take the long, you have to have your stop under these lows here, 107.10. Perhaps we don't get there in the next couple days, but I still think there's potential for buy stops to be elected above 109.90 and 110.50. So I'm viewing this dollar strength as being temporary, and that this still just could have been an A, B, C, and we're putting in a C wave down here, higher low above these lows, and we get one more rally like this. Right, at least like this. So this was 300 pips. So this would take us to 111. So that's my view on the Draghi and the aftermath here. Sirik made a great call in the yen yesterday. He said he was going to buy it at 106.30 on this pullback. Sirik, if you're in the house, you're the man. We thought the yen would make a go line stand, which is what it did. So let's see who's with me today. Who's in the house today? Anybody? Still listening to Val, and I see new 34. That's a new handle. Okay. So Alex talked about this early in the week, and we got to the wedge line, right, Alex? See, I remember everything. Look how it touched it. Sometimes you could blow through these wedge lines, have what they call as a throw over, but I don't think there's going to be a big throw over. So this looks like A, this, and this could be B, and then we get a C to the downside. And Alex had this line drawn here. I believe it was on Tuesday. And it looked incomplete, and here we are. Now it looks like it's completing. So great call, Alexandros. Everyone thank Alex for giving us a heads up. I don't think anyone in LAR was surprised that the dollar would pop one more time. We talked about it. Held 98.50 again the other day. Hi, Zabi. How are you? Alien, how are you? Jax, BW, Goldie, what's up? So, nice call. Nice look. Alex. Thanks for the heads up a few days ago, Alex. And Alex shorted this pop in the DAX. He's a gunslinger. There's his look in the deck, trading the trend line underneath the cloud. Cloud, way under the cloud. Thank you, Alexandros. You've been a great addition to our community and our mastermind. Thank you for your huge contributions every time you're here. Everyone thank Alexandros. Zabi, how are you? Hello, Ricardo. What's up, buddy? I see a handle in here that's new to me. Everyone, welcome new. Welcome new 34 to our community. Welcome new. Zavi, good to see you back. Ed ZFX, Sinatra, Josh. Marsu looks like a new handle. Welcome. And welcome, Marsu. Baya Baskar, welcome to LAR. Carlos H, welcome to LAR. JJ's here. Planet May, welcome to LAR. Forex Pipper, Khalid, Carol, welcome back. I'll just call you Vaea. Welcome, Vaea. So welcome to new handles, everybody. Yeah, played out. Not yeah, we're there. Pinker called it 800 pips ago. You ever hear of the guy? I think it actually measured more like 79.80, the head and shoulders. I think it was 470 pips. Give you like 79.40. John FX, nice to meet you. Welcome to LAR. Yeah. Monthly. Interesting. This could end up being a big short. Nice look, Rick. 78. It's a great view. I never even knew. I knew there was daily resistance back here, but I didn't know the monthly had so many hits at that same area here and here. Good look, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Everyone thank Rick for his monthly euro pound look. Thank you, Rick. So new handles, this is what we do here. This community isn't about me. It's about everyone. Everyone doing okay? Okay, Rick is all over the place. 1770. So maybe back to 19 and a quarter first. Thank you, Alex. Our guest today is Christopher Lemieux. Chris has a pretty good rep. He's been interviewed on Duca TV, Forex Root. $142. Okay. We talked about the yen bottom yesterday. In fact, Cyric called buying this pullback right here. I think he said 106, 116.30. He wanted to be a buyer. Hey, Rick. Where'd you post it, on Twitter? Oh yeah, one more pop maybe. I like that, Rick. So crude sells off one more time because crude looks vulnerable here. Strong dollar. We rally back up here. I like that. Nice symmetry, nice neckline, broken trend line, everything. Rick Rembrandt, he's a technical artist. Great eye, Rick. Yeah. I want to thank Ricardo Picasso. Yeah. Euro's reversing. So if you heard me during the live coverage, I said I thought this was a buying opportunity with stops under the low, under 107.10. Maybe it's going to work. They could be right. I actually agree with them, Jax. I agree with them. I agree with Morgan Stanley's call for 113. So maybe that gives even more reason to fade the call that I agree with Morgan Stanley. Here's Alex's look in the Canadian, pulling back to the cloud. Thank you, Alexandros. I'm going to give it to Sirik if he shows up. Thank you, Alex. The Man Award for Dale, huh? It could do some work down here. This actually looks kind of bullish if it breaks out. Thank you, Rick. I don't like shorting flat tops. Everyone doing okay? Hi, Planet. JJ, how have you been? It's been a while. Everyone welcome May. May, welcome to our community. I think Alien had a short on the EuroCAD, a 3 drive. It worked out. Are you still here, Alien? That EuroCAD 3 driver worked out, didn't it? Your EuroCAD 3 driver. So you want a new car, you need to trade in LAR. You rent but want to buy a house, hang out with us before you click your mouse. And if you want to be a star, show your charts in LAR. the charts, they have some meat. It might even deserve a tweet. But if you want a new car, you should trade with us in LAR. We saw the S&P pop, oh, while it would drop. Yesterday, we saw it in L-A-R. Rar, 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 rar. That's for you, Rick. I untuned my guitar a little bit more for you, buddy. Everyone doing all right? Yeah, that was a great call. Congratulations, Alien, on that call. Rick's got the pound here, 35 years support. But Alien showed this yesterday. It was a pretty nice 3-driver, classic look. Real nice job. Spot on. It was on this candle, I believe, at the time. And then here's Rick's long-term look at, what is it, monthly support, daily support down here, 140. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Alien. Thank you, guys, for providing great technical looks for our mastermind today. You should win the Man Award. Even the S&P's bounced from that level we talked about yesterday, Alien. Hello, Tomas. Welcome to LAR. Everyone, welcome, Tomas. Are you new here, Tomas? First time I've seen your handle. Welcome, Tomas. Feel free to share your ideas here. As you can see, we do it with screenshots. That's how we do it. A picture speaks 1,000 words. No one's going to root for you. No one's going to root against you. I mean, we're all going to be pulling for you, and we're all captains of our own ship. So it's always up to us when we click our mouse. We don't blame anyone. Very new. Okay, then don't trade anything larger than a micro for 6 months. Micro lots only for you is my recommendation. You found a good place. A lot of very good traders here, pros that share their ideas, but don't take anyone's ideas blindly in here. Hello, Abel. Okay. Everyone doing all right? I don't think gold is done. I think there's one more push up in gold. How have you been, JJ? JM, how are you? Yep. This particular one every day, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. There are many other great broadcasts and contributors on the FX Street YouTube channel, but we're here every day 2 hours a day for the last 2.5 years. Right, guys? We're about 2.5 years into this. Everyone hanging in there? Forex Pipper, how are you, buddy? Good to know, Sir JJ. Sir Veteran. Good, John. Okay. You know, Josh, it would be great if you had some screenshot software so you could show your stuff like Ricardo and Alex and Alien and many others share their charts. So it'd be great if you could do that. There's a lot more that we could glean from it. Okay, you know? Okay. Do you want to do that? Or you know and you don't want to? I don't think that's that didn't work, Rick. Oh, whatever you want to do. So, Jax, that reminds me of a joke. Okay. This older guy goes to the doctor for a couple of medical tests. Okay. And the doctor comes back, and one of the tests, his HIV test, came back positive. And the doctor came back and said, you know, I'm sorry to inform you about this, but you have HIV. He says, HIV at 90? I'm 90 years old. How could that be that I have HIV? Doctor says, I have no idea. I'm just telling you what the test results say. So this guy is shocked, finding out this bad news, and he leaves the doctor's office. He's walking down the street, and a friend of his sees him, and he says, "Hey, buddy, what's wrong? You look stressed out. What's going on?" And he said, "I have HIV at 90. I can't believe I have HIV at 90. And his friend said, "That's nothing. I have IBM from 185. What do you think? Tomas liked it. He had HIV at 90, but his buddy said, "Oh, that's nothing. I have IBM from 180. You don't like it, huh? Happy? The day trade. You don't like it either, Rick. Oh my, what a tough house. What a tough house this is. So a Japanese businessman wanted to convert his yen to dollars, and it was the last 2 years when the yen was really going down during QE. And so he brings over 1 million yen, and the banker gives him 500,000 US. And the Japanese businessman goes, how come only that amount? He goes, well, the foreign exchange market, FX, it's very volatile, and the markets fluctuate. They fluctuate quite a bit. He came back again a month later and even got less dollars for his yen. And he's going, what is going on? He goes, well, the banker said FX is volatile and there's a lot of large fluctuations every day. And the guy comes back one more time and even gets less money. And he goes, don't tell me I fluctuated again. Yeah, Rick, all we got was a screenshot there. Gold, soft. I'm really not doing anything new here yet. Pound looks like it wants to come out of here. This is the first RSI divergence we've had in the pound, and I can't remember how long. So you got this, and you have this. Every day, Joe. Can someone help Tomas up? That's a good one, Jax. Anyone help Tomas out? Welcome to LAR, Joe. Everyone welcome Joe to LAR. Welcome to our community. Yen still looks good. We get through 17 and a half. I can make a case for 119. I can make a case for 119. Nice to meet you too. Adios. Oh yeah, what are they saying, Sinatra? Hi, Beetle. Hello, Tosin. Planet, how are you? The lead, how's it going? The Grays, how are you? BW, what's up? Forex Pipper, what are you up to? I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. Which one? You're welcome. Glad I helped. So, Dinda, I'm going to take a quick break here. If you could hear me. Everyone, I'll be back in 5, usually less than 5. You guys could continue to share your work. I'll be back. I thank everyone for their contributions so far. Stick around. I have a great interview with Christopher Lemieux. He should be with us in about 40 minutes or so. Stick around for the interview. Okay, then I'm back. Everyone doing okay? The S&Ps have given back their gains. Stock market lower again. You have one more high left in Euro Aussie. Okay, pull back here. Thank you, JJ. Here's a nice look where JJ's got a nice up channel looking for a pullback in Euro Aussie. Not sure what the time frame on this is. Is it a daily? Looks like a daily. Thank you, JJ. Great to have you back and showing your work. Everyone thank JJ for his Euro Aussie look. Looking for a pullback. Thank you, buddy. The grades, what are you up to? Grades. Crude's trying to come out of the hole here. Still looking for a recovery in crude back to 33, 34. High Pepper, high Grays. Everyone doing all right? Everyone okay? What's up, Pipper? Goldie's got a trade. Thank you, Goldie, in advance. Oh, big long for the Kiwi. Big long. This will tie in with everything. Thank you very much, Goldie. So there's a very bullish look. Target price here at about 66.5. Thank you, Goldie. Goldie looking for 66.5 in the Kiwi. Don't fade Goldie. Everyone doing okay? Feels like Friday to me. Maybe because I've been up 6 hours already. Good for you, buddy. Keep doing those back exercises. All right, partner. Don't hurt yourself. Start off slow. Weight training, circuit training. Take it easy at the beginning, even though you're young. Oh, see? Great minds think alike. Pipper and Goldie. All right, see you tomorrow maybe, huh, Alien? I gave you a lot of publicity yesterday. I kept retweeting your segment. Okay, buddy. Do what I do. Do what I say, not what I do. Do what I say, not what I do. All right, buddy. See you tomorrow. Everyone hanging in there? Everyone hanging in there? I'm thinking 1920 to 1950. 1920 to 50. It's a wave 4. I saw an Elliott wave count. This was 3, right. Okay. You got the same thing. 1920 to 60. I agree. And that's why the yen could rally back to 119, 120. And that's probably even get a pop in crude. So we'll see. Thank you, Rick. Good luck. Good advice, dude. Wait for the breakdown to get short or sell the rally anyway. Not right here. Don't do nothing here. Either sell strength or a breakdown. What noise? What are you talking about, Fame? We're going to get one. It's good. Oil's going back to 33, 34. Is that what you're talking about, Fame? Dale in his squeaky chair. It's a rocking chair. I'm old. I trade in my rocking chair because I'm old. I'm an old man. I keep a blanket over my lap. I trade for my rocking chair with a blanket over my lap and a hot water bottle too, and an ice pack on my and an ice pack on my head. Yeah, my knees are better than my. Are you guys picturing it? Yeah. Yeah, I have a bong humidifier. Ever have one of those humidifiers? They're called a bong. Yeah, I do. No, I have a ticker tape. Ticker tape. What you up to, Planet? Sorry, guys. I should be more serious. Planet's got a top here and something. Don't fade Planet. Is it the Canada? I'm guessing it's Canada. It is. So Planet, this is the first short he's called out. I was doing it in here. He's looking for 42.20. 42.50. Thank you, Planet. Don't fade him. Everyone thank Planet for its Canada trade. Thank you, Planet. Everyone doing okay? Crude down, market down. Our interview's in about 15, 20 minutes. Hello, Pegasus. How have you been? Nice to see you. Marsu, hope you're enjoying your time here with us today. Joe, welcome to LAR, Joe. Everyone, welcome, Joe. Welcome, Joe. So maybe crude's going to puke one more time to $27 here. Because the RSI down here was under 30. Everyone doing okay? How's the euro holding up? Yeah, that was a good call in euro. Anyone buy that dip? Good one, Jack. I think Beetle bought it. Beetle, you bought the euro on that dip, right? Okay. Nice trading, Larians. Nice trading, Larians. So now we should get the stop hunt in the upcoming days above 109.90 and 110.60. And Alexandros did it too. So maybe we get the 98.5 breakdown in the Dixie today. Or no later than Monday. Should happen no later than Monday. Yeah. We have a great mastermind in here, Alexandros, and you're a huge part of it. Ricardo's a huge part of it. Alien's a huge part of it. Planet's a huge part of it. Tosin is a huge part of it. Pipper's a huge part of it. Jax is a huge part of it. Pegasus used to be a big part of it. Okay, you're getting short at 865. All right. So, guys, Goldie's pretty good. So if you bought the euro, that may be a good place to at least take half off the table and move your stop to BE on the rest. I don't like to be on the other side of the trade of Goldie. So thank you for sharing that number, Goldie. So if you're long from under 108, nothing wrong with taking 65 pips up there. Should it get there? Give me a Y if you understand that. You could take it, you could take half and then go BE on a stop or even use a profit stop. Just money management, my friends. Money management. MM. Take partial profits when you trade the market. Then move your stop at least to BE. Take partial profits so you will get paid every day, every day, every day, every day. Take partial profits. It takes off the pressure. Move your stop to BE and you'll keep your treasure. Take partial profits and you'll be happy either way. Either way, either way, either way. Partial profits. So that's my new song. Take partial profits. Sounds a little bit like use less leverage. It's the same chord, same chord pattern on the same untuned guitar. But you guys like that song? It takes off the pressure, and you'll be able to keep your treasure. Take off the pressure and keep your treasure. See what Goldie has. This is Goldie's Euro short. Okay, and then down to 740, huh? Thank you, Goldie. So good place to take partial profits. Thank you, buddy. I think Josh has a look for us too. Long euro and Kiwi. Find the euro Kiwi here. 15-minute chart. Thank you, Josh. I want to thank Josh for his look on euro Kiwi. I believe it's a 15-minute time frame. Thank you, Josh. I got it. Okay. Everyone doing okay? Crude's just dead in the water. Thank you, Rick. Who thinks that Lara's the best atmosphere for trading on the net? Free or paid? And I know most of you guys have been in other rooms, chat rooms, trading rooms. I know Rick's in another trading room. I know a lot of you guys go to other places. Tough to top Lara, though, isn't it? Kind of hard to top it. Stick around for Christopher Lemieux. Uh-oh, the man's after me. Here comes the man. Oh, we used to have great music before we went to YouTube. I used to play a lot of tunes. Can't do it anymore. Now you're stuck with me. Everyone doing all right? Ozzy looks okay. Just an inside candle. So, guys, there was an Elvis sighting. There was an Elvis sighting in Carlsbad last week. Everyone said that, Elvis has been dead a long time, but he was spotted out in Carlsbad, California. I have the video of Elvis being spotted in Carlsbad, California. Just in case you're an Elvis fan and you thought he was dead. Hallmark causing no resonation. Good one, Jax. Good one. So stick around. Christopher Lemieux is going to be with us shortly. He's got a pretty good reputation as a forecaster trader. Be interested in getting his views on the dollar, etc. So the dollar should be coming off, right? Coming off a little bit. Quite a bit. So we've given back half. 98.50, look out below. We crack 98.50, your next stop is 97, and then 96, and then 96. That's where I think the dollar's going. You got a good place for a stop on the Dixie, closes back over par, is going to give you new highs. That's my extremely accurate and humble opinion. I have a very good guest. I have a very good guest for tomorrow for you guys. Mauricio told me that the guest I have scheduled for tomorrow, and he's been trading a while. Guess how old the kid is? My guest for tomorrow. Yeah, we should do that, Planet. Back to 42? Okay. You guys want to guess how old our guest is tomorrow? Jacob is his name. If you see him in my stream, he tweets a lot of charts in my stream. Back here. Back to here. Purple line. 30-minute chart. What are these? What do you call these? Donchin something? These kind of rectangular bands. What are those called, Planet? Thank you, Planet. Oh my God. Yeah, 14. You checked it out, huh? 14. Josh is right. He's 14 years old. It's amazing to me. He's good. I wonder when he started trading. I think he was 5 years old. He's been trading 9 years. He used to bring his laptop. He used to bring his laptop to kindergarten. The kids were all playing with blocks, and he was trading the guppy in kindergarten. Yeah. Planet, what are those lines on that chart? They're not, they don't look like Bollinger Bands or anything. What are those called? I still think gold's got another push. I'd like to interview you sometime, Planet. If you're up to it. No, Rusty is up. Everyone doing all right? Awful lot of shorts in the crude here. I know I sound like a broken clock. I lost all my credibility because I was, $2-3 early in crude. I'm still buying it. Thank you, Ricardo. Ricardo's wrapping it up with us here. Rick, thanks for all you do for our community. And for as long as you've done it consistently, the loyalty, you're always back. You've put up with me for 2.5 years. You deserve a medal just for that. putting up with me, my crabby mood sometimes, my big mouth sometimes. Thank you for your patience with me. All of you guys, thank you for your patience with me. All right, this is a good chart to end the day with. It looks like it's turning, buddy. Yeah, maybe where this confluence all the way to 71 and then down to 150. Or you got this trend line here at 68. Nice look, Ricardo. Needs to break 6.5 right here. Thank you, Rick. Everyone thank Rick. Okay, but they look like they're some kind of channel thing. Jax, you're loaded up with them today. Okay. So stand by for our interview.
Yep.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Chris, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Thanks so much for joining us on a pretty, I don't know, it really wasn't that wild of a day. I mean, normally Draghi can make the euro soggy. And,
Right.
all right, so that's what happened today. And I'm glad I reached out to you on Twitter, Chris. I'd like to start at the beginning. Can you tell us how you got involved in the industry, who you blame for you getting involved in this, and if you had any mentors or major influences, and what the beginning of your journey was like?
Well, I started back in 2007, 2008. I was just a college student at the time, and at that time things really got interested with the subprime bust, equities
Right.
rolling over, U.S. into the, heading into a recession.
Were you in on The Big Short? Like the
No,
movie?
unfortunately, I wasn't.
Okay.
But and at first I just started tracking, what would happen as in regards to daily events, and then, as I kept hearing things about, people just, selling everything, and a light kind of went off, and I said, well, if everybody's selling, maybe now's the time for me to try and get in, at least start something. So I began, doing some research, and at the time I started off in stocks, and I learned fundamental analysis, and I was able to develop.
What gave you that intuitive instinct that you had an idea that it might be smart to not do what the herd was doing, to have a contrarian viewpoint so early in your career, knowing that everyone was liquidating, the world was coming to an end. It took someone with experience, you know, or you read books like Buy When the Blood is on the Streets. I'm wondering how you got influenced to fade that big bear market. What was behind that?
Well, you know, I saw how quickly the market declined, and of course I didn't know that I assumed that it could always continue to decline, but I figured now, if ever, would be the time to get involved and at least gain that experience, because I thought that, if I didn't start then, I probably would never have, you know, done what I've done, up until this point. So
Okay.
I've always held to that contrarian view, and I guess you can say that it started then, but that's
So I'm
that's
curious, what level was the S&P at when you started tiptoeing and starting to get long? Because it could have been anywhere. The low of the S&Ps was 666 in March of 2008. I'm
right.
wondering, what levels were we still going down, or had we started to turn up yet?
We were probably at about 700, I would
Oh,
say. I mean, I
close.
wouldn't say
Yeah.
that we were exactly at the bottom,
Hmm.
but I know that the sentiment was extremely bearish at the time, and I started really developing an interest in stocks and the market in general, and I figured that you know with me getting in and at least experiencing, even if I was on the losing end, I could always learn from those experiences.
Yeah.
And
We sometimes we learn the most from that.
exactly, I definitely agree with that.
So, were you more attracted to the technical side of the market? Did charts pop out at you, or a lot of people, when they start out, they're paying more attention to fundamentals and news, and in the equity market, things like EBITDA and EPS, earnings per
Right.
share, things like that. Were you more of a fundamental guy? And uh, from what I've seen now, I went to your website. You seem pretty technical to me now.
Yes. Well, at first when I started, I was very fundamental. But then, as I began with stocks, probably I'd say 2010, I was really looking for a way to, because stocks were so capital intensive, I was looking for a way to still
You were looking
trade
for
without.
leverage. You didn't have a
Yes,
lot of money. You didn't have a lot of
right,
money. You were a young guy, and
exactly.
I have a song. Use max leverage when you trade the markets. Try and turn $100 into 10K. Was that your dream? Your wet dream?
It
Uh,
was. I mean, to be quite honest, I was really sold, as still new at the time, into the leverage that the forex market could give you. And yeah, I mean, really, I was looking for constantly hitting home runs and with little money, um,
striking out.
at risk, right? And then that didn't work out as well as I planned, and I you know ruined a lot of accounts trying to strike it big. And at that time I figured that I kind of stepped back, because I didn't really focus on the psychology of a trader, and I didn't really understand how important that was. And my biggest problem was having too large of a position on at a given time. I was able to develop a methodology of analysis to, it seemingly was always able to pinpoint where a certain pair would go, but because my size was so big, even the most modest of pullbacks would wreck the position. So I really had to kind of take a step back and focus on trade management, risk management, and as soon as I, reduced the size of my position, I mean, the increase in performance was remarkable. I mean, it really was just a matter of tweaking, the management of trading and delaying that so-called instant gratification.
I had this problem that really took me decades to solve, and that I was very good at entries in the market, and my objectives and targets were also good, but I never was there for my targets and objectives. And the only way I learned how to do that was I might initiate a position on a shorter time frame, but I now manage the trade from longer term time frames, because if you're looking at a 1 hour chart and you're long something, but there's a correction coming, you think you could trade every wave. And
Right.
sometimes you get out at the right time, but it doesn't get to your level for a recommit, and then the market goes to where you originally thought it would go without you. Did you have any issues being patient enough? Sometimes people are too patient with their losing trades and not patient enough with their good trades.
Yes. I know I guess the cliche is, cut your losers early and let your winners run. And I always was afraid to let my winning trades, continue on, because there were times where positions would, kind of fall back on me, and I would get nervous that I would, the trade would roll over on me, so I'd exit with a profit, and then, it almost was almost instantly, then the trade would go back to my original target. So, I really had to learn at kind of being patient with the trade and still having conviction in my original analysis and allowing the trade to work for me.
Okay, Chris, someone in the audience is asking, I'm interviewing Chris Lemieux. His Twitter handle is @Lemieux_26. I'll give that information at the end of the interview. Chris, I read one of your forecasts that I'm very interested in. Maybe you could do a little screen share with us. You just go up to the upper left-hand corner at that green box with the arrow. Okay. And one of your forecasts is that you're expecting the Dixie to go to 80 or break 80 into 2017. One of your long-term forecasts, and it's a pretty bearish dollar forecast.
Yes.
Is that scenario still playing out for you?
I think it is, but I think it's really a dynamic situation, because I really do think that the dollar is going to continue to strengthen. I really do think that there is going to be more deflationary pressure, but where I think the dollar is going to begin to weaken is because I think the Federal Reserve is going to have no choice but to intervene on that strength via interest rates or more quantitative easing. And I think
so you're in the camp that they're either one or done, or they're going to have to reverse policy and go to another QE program. Is that going to take a stock market collapse for them to admit they made the wrong move and create that type of situation? And when do you think, because if they switch right away, don't you think they lose all credibility if they reverse themselves here?
Right, yeah, I do. Now, it's going to be, I'm not quite sure.
Maybe it won't be rates. Maybe they're going to directly intervene by selling the dollar something that has historical precedence. The Plaza Accord, I believe, in 1987.
Right.
All the central banks in the world got together, drove the dollar down, which ended up being the catalyst for the 87 crash because bond yields spiked to the upside. There was disintermediation. So maybe it's not going to be about rates. It's going to be about a bunch of developed countries, central banks getting together and pushing down the dollar. You think it could happen that way?
I think it could. I mean, I really do. I mean, I said, for a while now, the number one objective for the Federal Reserve is to increase inflation. And so far what they have done is, basically the opposite. And I think it's going to get to the point where, there's only going to be so much deflationary pressure that they're going to be willing to take. Now, at what's that point? I'm not too sure at this point, but I do think there's going to be a level where, the U.S. is in a recession, there's going to be deflation, and the Federal Reserve is going to have to do something to try and alleviate dollar strength.
Okay. So were you able to share your setup, and we could kind of look at the charts that you look at, and maybe you could give us a couple of technical views of things you're seeing in the market? I know you're a follower of gold. You're on some type of gold website, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so here's the dollar index right here.
Yes. So.
And we have a little bit of a failing rally on Draghi.
Yeah, that didn't work well.
Go ahead. My view from here is if we could take out 98.50, we're probably headed to your green line, which is where around the 96.40 level. And then maybe have one more big push in the dollar. So is that the way you're seeing it? Or do you think there's a chance that this could be the major top in the dollar?
Now, I don't think there's going to be a top yet because I'm in the camp that the business cycle in the U.S. is rolling over. The economic data has been horrendous in the U.S. for a while now, and I think that if we continue to see risk aversion like we did these last 2-3 weeks, if people are selling, they're more likely to raise dollars, and it's going to at least have some sort of underlying support for the dollar. So I think even though if the dollar does fall back a little bit, I do think that there's going to still be underlying support. I mean, it's still the reserve currency, and I think that if deflation continues to hang over the U.S. and global economy, I do see the dollar breaking out. I think if it can break out of that 160 level right here, I mean, we very well could see 105 on the dollar index.
And how do you come up with that 105? Just based on the range of, say, 96 to 100, and you tack 400 on there? Or is it a fib target?
It's a fib target, and I think as long as the fundamentals continue to support a higher dollar, and if global central banks continue to ease, I think it's going to give enough of a boost to the dollar to continue to rise.
Okay. So does that mean that you're bearish on gold? I know are you associated with some type of gold company, the page you were on, or on something on Twitter? I think it was some type of gold company you're associated with.
A bullion directory. It's the world's largest directory of bullion dealers, and we do daily analysis on that. But gold.
So where should we buy gold, Christopher? Do you think we'll see it under 1,000?
We could if deflation. I think because I mean the sense is sentiment on the street is dollar higher, gold lower, and I think that there's going to be a push for gold to head lower, but I think ultimately gold is going to see some support. I think if the U.S. ends up in recession, I think gold will initially dip, but I think the action of central banks will ultimately give to another rise in gold like we've seen in 2009.
Okay,
And
so you're so rather than the trade, like a leverage trade right now, sounds like you're a big believer of physical possession of bullion.
yes, yes.
Okay, because you can't, maybe you're not going to be able to time it perfectly, and guys that believe in gold say don't wait to buy gold and wait.
I kind of take a hybrid stance on that. I mean, I do think the fundamentals of owning gold are there. People still, they don't know that, during the Great Depression, before Roosevelt outlawed the private ownership of gold, gold, gained, threefold before, 1933. So there, gold is more of a, I guess, an insurance policy on, financial crisis. But I do think that you can still own gold, but yet trade it day to day. I mean, I like to separate those two. I mean, I don't think you need a certain, overall outlook to trade gold, either technically or from the day-to-day fundamentals.
Okay. Uh, and with your deflationary environment take, with a strong dollar, a recession, crude is really, we've lost $75 in the last year from 105 to, say, about 26, 25. Do you have any downside targets in crude, or do you think crude could recover from here?
I think that, okay, so, last August I put out a piece on crude, and then I believe it was trading around $41, and my target was just above $27, which, we're basically there. I do think that if crude remains this low or lower, we'll see a lot of consolidation in the U.S. shale space. Ultimately, I think that's good for prices, but
bankruptcies.
Right, and I don't think that that's going to be good necessarily for the U.S. economy.
Because eventually we're going to be hostage to outside production again.
Yeah, and I think that if I'm projecting a recession this year in the U.S. So by that assumption, I'm thinking that if the economy does head into recession, we're going to see consumption decline, and I think that may also put some pressure on crude prices.
Do you think that there could be an intervening rally? There's so many people short crude right now. It's been a one-way train. You had an objective of 27 when it was trading where, you said, at 60?
At that time, it was just above 40.
40. Okay. Right. Any possibility of a retrace to that 40 level?
I think so, and I think really all it takes is some sort of
geo.
Right. I think it's either some kind of kink in the supply chain, or one of the large producers decreasing production. And if that happens, we could easily see, I would think we could see $50 on crude oil. But it's hard to say if that would happen, being that they've held out so long. But if that does happen, we will see a pretty big short squeeze in crude oil.
Okay. What do? Do you teach people how to trade? Do you have a business besides trading your own account? You direct people to your philosophy of holding physical gold. Do you have any other business models besides your own account and having that bullion directory?
Well, besides trading my own money, I do a lot of work with Bullion Directory, and we put out a lot of economic research analysis on gold, silver, and a lot of macroeconomic predictions. We are actually looking to start a venture into trading education, but that probably won't fully develop until March of this year.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought up silver. The gold-silver ratio is attractive for silver to possibly begin to outperform even the fundamentals. You know, silver is a byproduct of iron ore mining and all this other, mining for minerals outside of gold, outside of precious. It's a byproduct. Big push for solar. Silver is used in panels. Do you think that silver is in a position to outperform gold, even in a recession? Because normally that ratio would even get worse if it's a recession. Silver would be weaker and gold would perform because it's more of a monetary hedge, and
Right.
silver has more of an industrial aspect to it.
Now, I do think that there is, potential in silver, but if we do head into a recession, I do think both silver and gold will decline, and I don't think the real opportunity. I mean, I think if you're gonna buy silver, I think you should dollar cost it way down. But I do think that the real opportunity lies when if there is a recovery outside the recession. I mean, historically, silver has tracked inflation, and we've seen that through previous recessions, silver has declined, substantially, and then it began to rally as economic activity picked up. Except the recessions, I believe, in '45 and the late '70s when there was high inflation. So I mean, I do think silver has potential to outpace gold, but I don't think the real opportunity lies until there is some sort of economic expansion.
Okay, so really the whole linchpin to everything we talked about is the dollar. And until there's some type of concerted effort to break the dollar, I was asked, how can we get commodities to bottom? I said, crush the dollar.
Right.
So until we get a breakdown in trend, do you have any line in the sand that would tell you that the dollar index has peaked, whether or not it goes to new highs or not, perhaps closing back under the 90 level, something macro that would tell you that the top is in place? Anything like that you see through your telescope?
I'd really have to take a kind of a cross-market view on that. I would have to see, more strength within the commodity space. I would have to see, if we'll see if the Fed or not, looks to either decrease rates further or add more QE. I'd have to see what other central banks are doing, because I think if they continue to weaken their own currencies, it's just going to help support the dollar. And I think the macroeconomic climate is really going to play a part. If growth picks up, I think that might help alleviate some dollar pressure. But I do think as long as there's still signs of deflation and the potential of it increasing, it's really going to have to really going to have to pull back for the dollar, I think, to really see some downside potential, because the situation is so dynamic. It's really hard to forecast too far out, because one of these big factors could change.
Well, you did, Chris.
What's that?
You did forecast far out. You said that you believe the dollar will be at 80 by 2017. Is that not a quote from you that I read on where you sent me to for your bio?
Right. Yeah. No. No. Exactly. But that's as things are today. I mean,
Okay.
as things are today, if I think the Fed is going to intervene and weaken the dollar,
Okay.
I think that the dollar will begin to pull back.
Because
Now,
I know a guy who's a pretty good wave guy who's looking for 50 in the Dixie down the road. So yeah, it's not an outrageous target for being a dollar bear. So
right, and that's possible. I mean,
yeah,
you know, I I don't know if it would go that low, but if it
you,
does,
usually there's some type of technical line in the sand that would tell you the dollar's breaking down. So I was just wondering if you had something like that, maybe under, 90 or something like that, a line in the sand that would show that the top is in and we're not going to 105. Just like risk management. So if you're bullish a dollar here, where are you wrong? That type of thing.
right.
And I
Well,
guess it depends on your time frame, but um, I just thought maybe you had a level like that for us to pay attention to.
at this time, I don't because
Okay,
it's more,
that's fine. Yeah,
macro.
you know what? I have no problem with saying I don't know or I was wrong. Have you noticed a lot of people choke on those words, especially on Twitter?
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know and I was wrong because they feel like they're going to be stupid when it's stupid to pretend you know when you don't.
Right. I mean, there's no problem being. I mean, I've been wrong plenty of times, doing
Every
this.
day I am.
Right. And and that's why I kind of take, you know, a perspective of bringing everything in and still keeping it dynamic because I don't know what may happen, and if I have a particular forecast and something changes for me to alter that forecast, I mean, that's just the nature of the business.
Yeah, and you know what? You always have should retain the right to change your mind. As W.D. Gans said, if you don't learn how to change your mind, you won't have any change left. Ever hear that one?
I haven't, but
You
it
know,
makes sense.
I have that, and I'm a Gemini, so I'm schizophrenic anyway. I could flip in a heartbeat with my opinion. So I just want to say thank you, Chris, so much for coming here, and I'm glad to introduce you to the community here at FX Street. And what would you say? I mean, you want to show your website, show the page of the Bullion Directory or a blog or anything like that? You could do that now.
Sure, thank you. I mean, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on and share my thoughts. And
See, we didn't need to script this and have questions ready or anything. I knew you could handle the spontaneity. I mean, if you're a trader, you have to be a little bit spontaneous, right?
yes,
And and,
exactly.
and not be afraid to speak your mind and if you don't know, not be afraid to say that either. So it was an excellent interview, and you gave me some things to think about here.
Thank you, and I appreciate you having me.
So the only way I know how to reach you is at Lemieux, which is spelled Lemieux underline 26. That's your
Yes,
Twitter handle.
exactly. And then if people want to check out the page, it's bullion.directory, and there's no .com. So if you just enter that into your web page, your web browser, hit enter, it'll bring it up, and then you guys can see what we offer.
Okay, and when you see $38 crude in the next month or so, know that Dale Pink is smiling and out of the hole from scaling in $3 early. All right, partner?
All
Very
right.
nice to meet you. Chris,
Thank you.
I hope that pips rain down on you
You as
throughout
well.
2016, and this is your best year ever in all ways, not just in the market, but in all ways in your life.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, good hunting, my trading warrior brother. Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
You too.
Everyone thank Chris. That's Christopher Lemieux at Lemieux underline 26. And we'll take a look at the markets. You could just close out now, Chris, and good luck the rest of the day, and please keep in touch with me.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone doing okay? So, everyone doing all right? How are my trading warrior brothers and sisters doing today? Who's still in the house? Denda Joe. Hi, Tico. Hi, Mashari. I hope I didn't bum steer you on the euro yen. The euro yen never broke out of that triangle, and you ended up being right. How'd that work out for you? I've been thinking about you. So I thought we were going to break out here, and we didn't. So you probably should have had that trade work out for you. I told you I'm not always right. I thought we were going to break out of the triangle, and euro yen, you were short. Did that work out? What's that face? You got out? Oh, well, next. Linda, do we have a show following me today? What kind of face is that? Oh, you still got it? Okay, so I have to close early. Well, you have a winner. You need to take half off, at least. Take half off now. You know, you never go broke taking profits. You're taking heat. You should put something in the bank. Diverging a little bit here. Nice trade. Rick called the support, what, about 42.50? I think that's also Planet was looking for 42.60, Happy. Planet's chart, yeah. You don't see anything at 42? You got this at 42. 42.50. 42.60. Okay, good for you, Mashari. 42 and a half, right here. Okay, everyone, I'm going to wrap it up. Here's my wrap up. I still think there's a chance for the dollar to be peaking and break down next week under 98 and a half. We got a little pop here, but it could run some more days. We made a great call in the yen yesterday down here called the yen a buy. Looks pretty good to me. Looks like we're headed up to 119, 120. Looks like the pound is bottom. Planet's looking for 42. Maybe we even have more than that. 43 and a half, 44. And then 133 like Alien was talking. Crude looks like it's trying here. One day we're going to end up with a rip your face off rally in crude. And that's going to be it for me. That's my wrap. I want to thank Rick for all his great charts. Thank you, Mashari. Nice trade on Euro Yen. Thank you, Happy, Adinda, Forex Pipper, Goldie. Thank you for your charts and sharing your work. Joe, welcome to LAR. Tico, always good to see your work and your handle in here. Tosin, thank you, buddy. Ed ZFX, Forex Stop Hunter, Ricardo, Carol, Marsu, FX Video, Beetle. Glad things are going well and I helped you out a little bit. John FX, JM, Planet. Thanks for sharing your work, Planet. Nice Canada trade. Khalid, Zavi, Mauricio, the Grays, and BW. Everyone have a good day. Nice trade, Ricardo. Congratulations, Ricardo. You've been hot since you got back from your vacation. So I'll see everyone tomorrow and we'll wrap up the week. And I'll end it with this song. Take partial profits when you trade the markets. Put some money into your bank. Take partial profits and you will relax and take off the pressure. Take off the pressure and preserve your treasure. Take partial profits. Take partial profits. Take partial profits. And remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Money comes and goes. Time is gone forever. Make it count. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me today, for being here for the ECB coverage. I'll see everyone mañana. Okay? It's our mission to build up and edify traders every day. And I hope that our mission is being accomplished, that we're building everyone up, edifying people with our mastermind and the sharing of ideas. Salam, inshallah, shalom, arrivederci, adios, my trading warrior brothers and sisters. See you tomorrow.